Welcome to the Wanted Earth How to Play and Walkthrough video. My name is Phil Vestal.
My name is Eddie Zakor.
We are the developers of Wanted Earth, and we're going to show you today how to set up the game, a little bit of how the mechanics and such work, and just kind of show off some of the different components. And we have to just say to start that some of the components are still part of our prototype. So for example, the artwork will be finished in the version that you will get. There will be a third rail here and just some other minor cosmetic changes and such as the miniatures not being black. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. Every game of Wanted Earth, you start by choosing your hero players, and the game is actually played for 1 to 7. So depending on which version you're playing, setup is a little different, but we're going to kind of show you the normal basic version for 2 to 4 players. And so in this version, Eddie is going to be playing as the Goigon faction that is invading planet Earth, and I will be playing as 3 heroes. You normally don't show the faction player which heroes you've chosen because it can help determine their strategy. But since we're just kind of doing it all in the open right now, I have them face up. And so I've chosen Effa, Tiago, and Jocelyn. And so I would grab each of their miniatures, set them here, and then the faction player chooses where to place their portal first. So Eddie will choose the spot he likes. We generally recommend for first-time players to play with the faction maybe in the corner somewhere, just not necessarily in the middle of the board. However, as you get more comfortable with the game, you can kind of explore different places to go. And then he also starts by placing 4 credits worth of units at the portal. And you can see the credit cost on the basic unit sheet, if you want to show them right there. Right next to each character's name and picture is a cost per unit. So the WUD 1, 2, 3, 4 on down. That's how much it costs for him to place these units on the board. And it's actually, as well, how many credits the heroes gain when killing those units, and ultimately then how you buy items. So now he's placed his 4 credits worth on the board, and next he places his Underlord. He can choose from either Wata or Basque. You get to choose one or the other. They each have very different play styles. And for this game, he has chosen Wata. Now, he can place Wata anywhere on the board he wants with the knowledge that I have to start 10 spaces from both the portal and from the Underlord. So he can kind of help determine where I'm going to go. He's actually going to put Wata right back by the portal. So now, any combination of 10 spaces away or more, I can place all of my 3 units adjacent to one another. The heroes must always start together. And so we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I like starting my units right in the middle of the board here. So I'm going to place them there. Now, each character board tells you how many credits your units start with. So for Tiago, right here, he starts with 1 credit. And Jocelyn is a very special character. This is kind of her ability. She gets to start with 6 credits. So I'll go ahead and put the 6 credits on her board. And then Effa, as one of her abilities, gets these 3 little bubble tokens. So I leave those with Effa in case you would need it. Now, each hero in Wanted Earth has unique abilities. Some of them cost actions, some of them are free, and some of them are automatic. And so on each card, you can kind of see how that applies. So for example, Tiago will be able to wear more than 1 armor, whereas in the normal version of the, every other character can only wear 1 armor at a time. You can't really stack. So now that we've got these placed, in each round of Wanted Earth, there are 6 initial rounds leading up to the coming of the Overlord. In the case of the Goigons, he is Moba Bobatar, the guy with the big tongue. The heroes win the game by killing Moba Bobatar. And the faction wins the game by either killing all the heroes that are on the board at once, or after Moba Bobatar comes out at the end of round 6, you have 6 rounds to defeat him. If he survives all 6 rounds, the faction also wins in that setup. So you have 2 possible win conditions for the faction, 1 for the heroes. So the first 6 rounds for the heroes are essentially just prepping by getting more items, kind of building up your character. And each round, to start the game, there are 5 cards that after you shuffle the deck, you go ahead and put these 5 cards out. Now these are going to be the 5 item cards that you can purchase at any time on the hero turn. And the cost for each item is just located right in the corner. So at any time on the hero turn, for 1 action and the number of credits listed, you can buy an item for a character. So we'll go ahead and start continue the setup with the Enigma. So in rounds 1, 3, and 5, as you can tell on the board, is the white Enigma. In rounds 2, 4, and 6, each faction will have a different colored Enigma that will come out. And for the white Enigma, this is a hero replacement Enigma. So for 3 actions of 1 character, you will be able to solve this Enigma. You just have to be adjacent to it, you solve it, and if a hero has died, this allows you to bring in a new hero at that exact location on the board. You cannot go over 3 heroes, however. So if you solve this Enigma with 3 heroes already on the board, it's essentially useless. And the color Enigma, which will be orange, most likely for the Goygons, is called a round extension Enigma. And we'll get into how that plays out as we move forward. So Eddie will go ahead and place the first Enigma on the board using the D24s. And again, unfortunately, because of the prototype, it's yellow and blue. But as you can see on the board, ultimately the D24s are going to be yellow and orange and green. And that'll help determine the location of placement. So Eddie rolled a 14-6, and so the Enigma will be on 14 orange, 6 green. So this will stay on the board for the rest of the game. I can get that at any time. Now, Eddie will go ahead and place 5 credits more worth of units randomly on the board using the same system. So he chooses the units ahead of time and then says which unit he's rolling for. So he's going to start by rolling for the UGG and go down through the Wudwuds. So 17-4. If a unit is ever placed in a building or illegally in water or on another unit, the player placing the unit gets to choose the location 1 square away in any direction. So if it landed on Tiago, for example, he could place it any position around Tiago. And these are the number of units he's going to place at the beginning of every round. So Wanted Earth is played on a round system with the faction always placing units first and then the hero taking their turn. So now that he's placed the units, it's the hero turn. I can move, I can take actions, trade. Pretty much everything is based on action. So every single attack is an action, to buy, to trade between characters, or to heal. You can heal at any time for 1 action and 2 credits. And so right now, everyone's full health, so I'm going to go ahead and try to attack. However, I don't have any weapons. So what I have to consider is that Effa has a special ability called Mind Control. And for however many credits the unit costs, for that many actions, I can control all the movement for that unit. So for example, this UGG right here is a little threatening to me. He's kind of out here. I'm not sure what he's going to do. So I might consider moving him. Or this UGG right here. I actually like this one because I can use him to kill those 2 units and get quick credits. So for 3 actions, and you just move the slider up and down to keep track of actions, I will control this UGG, and I will use his attack, which you can find on the little character board. You add the dice to the static damage or static armor. So in this case, the UGG is listed at a 1 static attack and a 2 orange attack roll. So I would go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to attack this Wudwud, and I roll my 2 dice. I rolled a 1, and then I add 1 for the static attack, so my attack is a 2. Now, thankfully, the Wudwud has no defense. So the 2 beats the 0, and the Wudwud with only 1 health dies. Anytime that the numbers are a tie, tie always goes to defense. And no matter how much you beat the defense roll by, so if I rolled a 5 and he rolled a 1, he doesn't lose 4 hearts. Every attack can only lose a maximum of 1 heart. So I killed the UGG. His credit cost is 1. So since Effa is the one who did the kill, she gains 1 credit. Now the UGG has 2 actions as listed by the little arrow on his card. So I used 1 of them to attack the first Wudwud, and I'm going to now attack the second one. So I rolled blanks, but I still have that 1 static damage, and the Wudwud has no defense, so again, it dies. So I get the 2 credits for Effa. Now I can also move this character. So to keep him out of my range, I'm going to move him his movement speed, which is 8. Now in Wanted Earth, you can move any direction you want. So diagonal, forward, backward, any combination of 8 squares, as long as it's not through a building or an enemy unit. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just sticking him in the corner so that it takes longer for him to come out and get me. So now, between my 3 characters, I have 6 credits. I started with Jocelyn, 1 for Tiago, 2 for Effa. I look at the weapons available, and I'm very much interested in this POW, which is kind of like a shotgun, and it costs 7 credits. So what I'm going to do is trade among my characters in order to get this gun to the person I want. So Jocelyn, who's standing next to Tiago, is going to spend 1 action to take this credit from Tiago. So now she has 7 credits, the necessary amount to buy that weapon. So I will take all 7. I will buy this item. So she bought it. That's her second action. A new item card comes out. And at any time, you can wipe all these out for either 3 actions or 5 credits. So if you really don't like the items that are out there, you can clear the board and get all new ones. So Jocelyn has 1 action left. I'm going to use that action to give this shotgun to Tiago. Now, in Wanted Earth, you can move and take your actions simultaneously back and forth between heroes. You don't have to do all of one and then the next. So even though I've used Effa, I can now go back to Effa and use more actions or movement, was what I want to do, because she actually has 4 actions. I've only used 3. So for the 4th action, she has a special ability where she can add a bubble to a hero. So I'm going to add a bubble to Tiago. That essentially acts as a free hit. So if he takes damage, instead of losing a heart, he loses the bubble. And now that he has the shotgun, I'm going to let's see, would I rather attack the UG or the Wud? I think I'm going to go after the UG. Now, the range of the gun is listed as 3. Now you add the range listed on the weapon to the range listed on the card. So I'm able to shoot 4 spaces in any direction. So diagonal, forward, front, as long as I have line of sight. So from here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got to get to this location in order to hit the UG. So I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll mark that using the slider case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Tiago has moved 7 of his 9 spaces. I'm going to shoot the UG. Now the UG has a 2 static armor defense. So in order for me to do damage, I have to roll a 3, and my gun is a 3 green attack, and his natural attack is an orange. So I get to add them all together. So I'll go ahead and shoot at the UG. And I rolled a 6. So that would do 1 damage to the UG. Now the health for the faction units is on the base of the unit if it has more than 1 health. So he went ahead and rotated the unit to 1. So that was 1 action to Tiago. I'll go ahead and shoot again. I'm rolling very well. So I rolled a 7. So the UG dies, and the UG is a cost of 3. So for killing that unit, I get to give the 3 credits for that kill to Tiago. And since he has 2 more movement left, I'm going to hide him behind this building to protect him from those units that might come out. So I still have movement with these characters, even though I've used all their actions. So I'm going to go ahead and move them close to here to keep them protected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And even though they have more movement left, I don't have to actually use all the movement. So I'm going to end my turn there because I've done everything that I hope to do, used all my actions. So at this point, the faction would take their turn. So Eddie has the option of the Wud here, the UG, and Wata. So he's going to move the Wud over. Now the Wud have infinite range up a row or column. So pretty much every single character in Wanted Earth can shoot diagonally, except the Wud with the infinite range is limited to a row or column. So he lined up with Effa, and the attack for the Wud is a green, and Effa has an orange defense, so he'll roll his attack. He rolled a 2, and I rolled a 0. So that would damage Effa for 1 heart. Now, the cool thing about the Wud is if you get them stacked up in a row or column, you actually get to do all their attacks as one. So for example, if he had lined up 3 Wud here, he could use all their actions at once and roll 3 dice to kind of stack that attack. That's one of the abilities they have. And they don't even all have to be next to each other. As long as they're in the same row, they stack the attack. So he's bringing out the UG and Wada. They don't quite have range to use their normal attacks. However, Wada's special special ability is his solar strike. It's like a solar beam, and it shoots down a row and column determined by the D24. So he gets to do this twice every turn for free as a special ability, and he rolled a 4-6. So it goes all the way across 4 and all the way down 6. Thankfully, he missed me, but any character or any hero in either row or column, if they are in that row or column, takes an automatic damage, and if they're at the intersection, they die. So that's kind of his special, unique ability that he does. Here's his second roll. He rolled an 8, so I'm okay that way. But an 11 this way, which is quite unfortunate for me because I have 2 heroes in row 11, so they both take a damage. So Effa has now lost 2 hearts, and Jocelyn loses 1. So that was a great attack for Wada. So are you finished with your turn? Yeah, so he's going to finish his turn there, and now we move to round 2. Now, round 2 is set up very similar to the original setup. He will place the new round enigma on the board, 4 credits more worth of units at the portal, and then 5 credits randomly on the board. And now the round extension enigma, what this does, that's a great location for me. If I solve this, so if I were to walk Tiago over here, use 3 actions to solve the enigma, what happens is, after I take my turn, he'll go ahead and take his turn as normal. But instead of moving to round 3, like we did from round 1 to 2, if I solve this, rather than going to round 3, it goes back to my turn automatically. So we don't move to the next round. He doesn't place new units. It goes back to my turn. He'll also get another turn, but this enigma is extremely useful because it essentially gives you another turn to prepare for the Overlord without him placing new units on the board. You can solve those enigmas after the first 6 rounds, because when Moba Bobatar's out, you might want to solve the enigma to get extra turns in order to kill him. So that's kind of how that round extension enigma works, and they stay on the board for the whole game. So he's going to place another Ugg and Riltung at the portal. When placing units at the portal, they can be anywhere within 2 spaces. So even on the other side of buildings, however you want to do that. The Ugg costs 3 and the Wud 1, so that's his total of 4. So now he's rolling for each Wud. He rolled a 22-3. And we'll keep going like this with each unit. 16-3. 13-21. 9-11. And then his final unit, so we will have put out 5, is 10-1. Now, Jocelyn's unique ability is at the beginning of every new round, she gains an automatic 2 credits. So I'll take those 2 credits. This does not apply in round extension turns. So if I were to solve this, on my next turn, I wouldn't get that bonus. It would just be as we move to every new round, even after the original 6 rounds. So now it goes back to the hero turn. So I reset all my movement, all my actions, and I get to do that again. So I'm going to go with Effa again first because I kind of want to see the damage that she can do and then determine where I want to go after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Ugg right here. So that's 3 more actions. I could control a Wud for 1, but he can do automatic kills basically to these units. And you cannot control the Underlord or the Overlord using Effa. So that Wada is basically just out there. I can't do anything about that. But I'm going to use this Ugg who has a 6 range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To this Wud to kill it for 1 action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this unit to kill. So that's 1 credit for each. Now he still has his movement, and the shotgun has a very unique ability in that it not only shoots 3 forward, but it shoots 3 across as well. So what I'm going to do is, since I still have the movement for this character, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to place him right there next to Wada because what I want to do is use Tiago to shoot both of those units at once. So I need to get 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll mark that on my sheet, and then I will use his attack again. 3 green is listed on the weapon, plus his 1 orange, and I'm going to hit both of these units at once. So we'll roll, and I rolled an 8, which is a really great roll again. I don't normally roll this well. So Wada has a defense of a purple, a green, and an armor. So in that case, he rolled a 2 on the green, 1 purple, 1 armor for a total of 4, but my damage was 8. So he rotates Wada's health down to 2, and the Ugg also takes a damage because his armor is only 2. As long as I roll a 3, it's a damage. So that was 1 for Tiago. My second roll is a 5. So he rolled a blank on a purple and a green, so very statistically unfortunate for him. And the Ugg takes the damage. So I take 3 credits for Tiago. And you ultimately don't get anything for killing the Underlord in terms of credits, but he no longer has the ability. So he's probably wishing at this point that Wada was back in the thing, but I was also looking vulnerable, so it made sense. So I'm going to go ahead and try and shoot him to kill him. Now, I rolled a 4. So as long as he rolls at least a 3, okay, well, he rolled a 2, so Wada died, which is rather unfortunate because the purple dice is the strongest dice in the game, and he didn't roll it well. So Wada's dead. So that's really a huge thing for the heroes at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and retreat Tiago back because I still don't want that Ugg to be able to reach him. Effa still has 1 action, so she's going to bubble herself. And then Jocelyn hasn't used any actions yet, so I'm looking at what's out here, and I really like this armor. So she only has 2 credits. So what she's going to do is use an action to take these 4 credits from Effa because she is adjacent to her, which would be 4 plus her own 2. Would be 6 credits. So that's 1 action for taking, another for buying, and oh, sorry, it only costs 4. My bad. So I only needed 4, so she'll keep the other 2. She will take this armor. I will flip a new one, and then I'm going to use her last action. She's going to walk over to Tiago and give this to him. So that's her 3rd action. So now I'm all out of actions. I'm going to move Effa back into here using 3 of her movement, and I would end my turn there. And so now the faction would get to go back to their turn. Which is significantly different now without Wada on the board, because he no longer has that Solar Strike ability. So he rolled a 0 against Effa, so Effa's okay. The heroes are rolling really, really well tonight, which is
unusual.
Happy for me. Yeah, it is, especially for me. I normally am the last person in the world you would want rolling any kind of dice. So he's moving the Wudwuds together, so now these 2 are lined up, so they can actually shoot that Solar Strike, or their special ability together for an action. And he's kind of counting out different combinations here of 9, so he can get to Jocelyn from this side, and from this side, that guy has 9 movement. So he's going to be able to attack 2 green this way and 2 green the other way. Oh, you were just rolling 1? Oh, yeah. So he needs another. Oh, 1 at a time, right, because Jocelyn has no defense. So any hit is a hit on Jocelyn. So I lose a heart for that. That was a 0. So 2 of his attacks are okay. So you could choose to stack them or not stack them. So he's actually shooting them all as individuals, but that does another damage. So she's lost 2 hearts. His last attack, so she loses yet another heart. So she has 2 health remaining after that attack. And now he brings the Ugg over, and the Ugg has a static damage. So he could roll, but no matter what he rolls, he has that automatic 1, and he has 2 actions. I have only 2 health, so you use both actions, and Jocelyn, unfortunately, leaves the game. And now when a hero dies, you lose whatever items they may be holding as well as the credits. So they don't drop, you can't like trade them or anything. The instant they die, you lose it. Except in the PvP version where heroes are fighting not only a faction but other heroes. When one hero team kills a member of the other hero team, they gain all of their things. But in this case, she just loses everything. So I will set her aside. She is now out of the game. If I use a hero replacement enigma, I can bring in a new hero, but I cannot bring in one that has died. So is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Nothing else you want to do? All right, so we go to round 3. So we, again, new enigma, and then all new units placed on the board. So a 5-3. So the enigma's placed in the corner, which is unfortunate for me. And back with the Ugg Wud. Now in this game, he hasn't placed out Sally or any Real Tongue. And the Real Tongue have a really unique ability where they have an AoE attack, which essentially means that around them, they hit everything within 2 spaces. So the reason he's not putting out any Real Tongue in this game is because I have Effa, I could mind control that Real Tongue and kill multiple of his units at once. So strategy of unit placement and such changes depending on which heroes are in the game. So in this game, he's throwing out these Uggs and the Wud because he doesn't want me to take control of those other units yet. So he's continuing to place the 5 random units on the board. So in this case again, so now I have 2 heroes. I'm down just those 2, so I lose the special ability of Jocelyn. But I still have Effa, so I'm going to use Effa, and I'm going to mind control this Ugg. I actually feel pretty confident that I can kill him. So what I'm going to do is use him to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to shoot this Wud and this Wud. So they would both die, and that was 3 actions. So I received the 2 credits for that. Again, she's down to 1 action. So what I'm going to do is take control of this Wud. Both my heroes are already bubbled so that you can't add more than 1 bubble. So I will just turn this Wud around and shoot that one. So I'll roll, and I rolled a blank. So that Wud is safe. Something finally goes your way. Sorry for that. But I'm going to bring out Tiago. So he moved 2 spaces. I'm going to shoot both of those Uggs. Actually, I could have moved this Wud over here as well after mind controlling him and shot all 3, but I didn't think of that at the time, so that was my mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and roll to hit these Uggs. So I roll a 4, which does damage, so they each would rotate their base down to 1. But I'm going to roll again, and it's a damage, so they both die. So I get 6 credits for that kill. And at this point, I still have 1 action left, and I've moved 2 spaces. So I'm going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to shoot both of these guys. And that's a 4, so they both die, and I get the 2 credits for them as well. And at this point, I'm going to move Effa closer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which would be her full movement, his full movement, and action. So on this turn, I actually depleted all my movement and all my actions, and it would go to the faction turn. So he's going to use his Wud to attack Effa, a 3. And the max I could get is a 2, which I actually got, but the 3 went ahead and did another damage to Effa, but she had a bubble. So I actually lose the bubble rather than losing a heart. So he rolled a 1 for this one, coming down on Effa, and my defense is a 0, so I do lose a heart. So Effa is now down to 1 heart. So the interesting thing is I killed Wada, which was a huge blow, but at the same time, I'm down to 2 heroes, and one of them only has 1 health. So that's actually a tough predicament to be in. So he's going to keep moving his Wuds around to try and attack. See, he's going to try and hide it behind this building so that I can't get to it as easily. So Wuds especially, it depends on your strategy, but oftentimes it seems like moving them around the edges of the board can sometimes help to try and get them lined up together and out of the fray. So he's kind of keeping these guys to the edges. He's moving the Ugg out. Any space that's half land or more is able to be walked on, so he walked right across the bridge there, and that's the end of his turn. So we go now to round 4 and place out the new Enigma, 4 new units at the portal, 4 credits worth, and 5 random on the board. So we'll do the 14-2, and then he's going to place his 4. So he's continuing to go with the Ugg strategy because they have 2 health and cost a lot for me to mind control. Oh no, so he's gonna switch it up. All right, so now he's bringing out a Real Tongue. So a Real Tongue costs 2, so he's going to place 2 of them, I guess, at the portal. So changing strategy a little bit, and then his 5 credits worth of units out on the board. So he's going to do the Ugg there, mixed with 2 Wuds. So we'll roll the Ugg first, like usual. 113. And then 21-6. So, yep, right there. and 11, 11, 1. Okay, so now it's back to my turn again. So I reset my things here. I know for sure I want to go ahead and bubble Effa. No matter what I can, well, maybe we'll wait and see where units finish at the end. So what I'm going to actually do is take this real tongue. So for 2 actions, I'm going to place it right here. So it's moved 2. Now I get to hit both of these units because of that spin damage of 2. So his attack is a 3 orange. The defense for the real tongue is also a 3 orange, and the defense for the UG is 2. So if I can roll a 3, I'll hit the UG, and he'll have the defense roll for the real tongue. So I only rolled a 1, so the UG is okay, and he rolled a 2 on that dice, a 3. So he defended that attack. So I'll go. The real tongue has 2 attacks, so I'll attack a second time and roll a 2. So again, the UG is okay. And he rolled a 4. Now the rolling is starting to change a little bit. So both of those units are okay. I had moved this guy 2 spaces. I'm not really sure. Do I want to attack that guy? I think I do. So what I'm going to do is actually move him out. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to bring him out because I actually want to try and attack him. Then with, let's see, Effa's other ability, I'm going to use this Wud to attack this one. So that would be 1 action. And a dice roll of 1. So this UG dies. Oops, sorry, that way. I gain 1 Wud. Yes, right, Wud. And then I can use his movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm lining them up in front of Tiago so I can use his 3 across ability. I am going to bubble Effa after all for 1 action. I would really prefer for her not to die. It's not a great probability at this point, but it's possible. So what I'm going to do then is use Tiago to shoot both of those units. So my 3 green and an orange again. And I rolled a 5. Whoops, I moved that one. So that's a 5. So the real tongue rolled a 0, and the Wud has no defense. So that's 2 credits for the real tongue, 1 for the Wud. That goes to Tiago. So that was 1 action to Tiago. Now I'm really starting to think for Tiago that getting another armor is good because he can stack up to 4 armor, and that makes him really difficult to beat. So what I'm actually going to do is take 3 more credits and buy this service vest and add that to his items here. Flip over a new card. And then I'm going to also purchase that extra action, which costs 5. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll spend that 5. I'll gain that action card. So he is now full on items. He has only 4 spaces for items, so I've used up all 4. But this extra action gives me that ability right now. So this Wud seems to be the biggest threat. So I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to shoot that Wud. So hopefully I roll something. I do. I roll a 5, so that Wud dies. He gains a credit. I still have a couple movements, so I'm going to put him there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put her, how about right here, just to try and be safe. So we'll keep Effa there. I'm hoping that she'll survive another round. We'll see. I'm feeling pretty confident about Tiago with his armor, and that'll be your turn. So 9 movement, he moved from 12 to 23, and he's going to shoot at Effa. A 3, so I roll a 0. So I lose my bubble. So Effa is officially down to 1 heart again. And let's see. Doesn't quite have line of sight there. So you have to be able to draw a straight line through the boxes, and in this case the building is blocking a straight line of sight to Effa. So thankfully she's okay in that location for this turn. And then continuing to kind of move in on me. And the Wuds have water walking ability. So on the bottom of each character for the faction, the Goygons, one of their other special abilities is water walking. So certain units can go straight over the water. I believe it's the Wuds, the Real Tongue, Sally, and Basque can all go over water. Any of the units with static armor cannot. So he
well done.
finishes his turn there, so we're going to round 5. So what's interesting is he doesn't have many units on the board, but we're also getting very close to Moba Bobatar, so I have to be very aware of that fact. One other note on Tiago, for every armor you add to him, he loses 1 movement speed. So he starts with 9, so now at this point he can only move 7 spaces each turn. So he'll go ahead and place out the hero replacement Enigma and then all of his units as usual. So we'll go to 1916. So that's extremely beneficial for me at this point because getting close to the end, I really want to get in another hero, but having to walk all the way over here was going to take me a while. So the fact that it spawned right here is a huge benefit to me. So he's going to place an UG and a one WUD at the portal. No Sally yet.
No, not while you have Effa.
See, so he's worried about me mind controlling Sally, who also has spin damage of everything 1 around her. So he doesn't want to bring out the most powerful basic unit of the Goygons is Sally, but he's not bringing it out because of my ability to mind control it. So we'll roll for the for the WUD first. So it's a 1622. $11.20, and finally for the UG, it's at $2.12. Excellent. So now my turn. So I very much want to bring in a new hero. The question is just who do I want to use to do it? So I think I will use. I think I'm going to use Tiago to solve this enigma. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will solve that enigma for 3 of his actions. Now I get to bring in a new hero on that spot. So at this point in the game, one of the players I like to bring in is Leafy. So I'm going to bring in Leafy, grab his miniature, and he starts right at that location. So he starts with all of his basic abilities and everything, and he gets to start moving right away. So I will bring in there. Now the thing about Leafy is he only has 2 actions, but he does start with a 2 purple sword, so I will give that to him. Now Tiago still has 1 action, so let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Tiago because of my 3 across spray, and it goes 4 forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can actually hit both of these units. Now, had there been a unit standing here, it wouldn't have gone through that unit, but I can hit both of them. Did I move him 1? Yeah. So we'll shoot both of these units. So I'll go ahead and roll for that. So that's a 5. And for his defense on the real tongue, he rolled a 2. So the real tongue is dead, and the UG takes 1 damage, so I get my 2 credits for the real tongue. And now I'm going to use Leafy, 1, 2. He has a sword with a range of 1 and a natural range of 1, so I can hit from 2 away. I take my 2 purple, and it is a 5 plus my 1 static, a 6, so the UG dies. 1, 2, 3 credits for that. I still have 1 movement left, or 1 action left, and I've moved 2 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to kill that guy. And because I have a static damage, no matter what I roll, I know that I've at least got a 1. So he dies, and I get my 1 credit. Now I am going to use Effa. And I'm going to take this UG and move him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to shoot that WUD for 1. So that's 3 actions. And then I'm going to shoot the other UG for 1 action. Now the UG's attack is a 2 orange and a static, so that's only a 2, so that UG is okay. But I'm going to move him a couple more spaces away. And then I'm going to use Effa's final action to place a bubble on Leafy. Leafy also starts with a purple defense. At this point, Leafy is more important to me than Effa, so I'm going to actually put him behind Effa. And if he wants to come shoot Tiago, I'm going to let him go ahead and do that. So that would go to the faction turn. So So he's going to line up the Wudwuds against Effa, who only has 1 health left. And I get to roll a 1 defense. Whoa, that was a 0. So Effa dies. So I lose the credits on Effa. Okay.
Try again.
All right. And so I have a purple defense roll for Leafy. And I rolled a 2, so he is okay. So Effa is now out of the game. So he's going to come and attack Tiago, who has quite a defense. He has 3 static, 2 green, and an orange, because you add everything together. So I'm good just on my static. Armor protects me in that damage. And even though Effa died, the bubbles do stay on the characters that she placed them on. So until they take a damage, I will continue to have those there. So he's going to continue just moving everything in on me here. So he rolled a 2, so I'm okay. Unless he rolls over a 3, my static armor itself protects it. So there's another 3, so I have a minimum defense of 3, so I'm okay in those situations.
So I'm good?
So he's good. All right, so now we go to the last round, round 6, before the Overlord comes. So we'll place the final, the final Enigma on the board. He's going to place. Now he brings out Sally because he's not worried about the Effa mind control anymore.
Actually.
And then the 5 units he's going to place are a Real Tongue and 3 Wudwuds. So like normal, he'll roll for where to place those units. 12, 22. 5, 18, and we've discovered sometimes that these things roll quite a far distance, which is kind of fun. 10, 7, and finally 13, 11. So his units are all out, so now it is my turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Tiago and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5 movement, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to use one of his actions to give the plus action card to Leafy. So Leafy now has 3 actions. And Tiago still has 2. I will use one more action to buy a weapon that costs 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to buy the Roto 7. Now, he will now be holding 2 guns. However, they're both 2-handed weapons, which is shown in the bottom corner of the picture on each weapon. So he can hold them both. However, I have to declare which one I'm using when firing. I can rotate back and forth between them. That's fine. But I can only ultimately use one at a time. So he still has one more action remaining. So what I am going to do is go 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to shoot that Ugg, who has 2 health, I believe. So I'm going to use my new Roto 7, which is a static attack, a 2 green, and then I still get my base orange. So I will now roll this, and I rolled a 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 damage to the Ugg. So you can rotate that one. 1, 2. So Tiago still has 2 movement, so I will move him as. Oh no, he doesn't have 2 movement because of his armor. So I'm actually just gonna leave him there. Now Leafy, what do I want to do with Leafy's 3 actions? He has 4 credits and 3 actions. So I am actually going to go and I'm going to try and kill this Wudwud. I'm going to go 1.
Ugh.
This one? Ugh. Yeah, I'm putting their names backwards today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I will attack this Ugg, excuse me, for 6. So that does the last damage to that. So I gain my 3 credits for that. 1, 2, 3. That was 1 action. So I still have 2 more actions with Leafy. So Leafy can only wear medium armor. And so looking at the medium armor available, this one costs 3. I actually want to buy that because I don't really want him to die at this point in the game. So I will buy this battle dress. Leafy will look great in a battle dress. Put out a new item. That's 1 action. I have 1 remaining. And I'd moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So I have 5 movement left. So I'm actually going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll just move 1, 2, 3, 4. But see, then I have to worry about Sally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yeah, so instead of doing that, I'm actually going to move Leafy this way a few to try and avoid that happening. And he has 1 action that I'm not going to use, but that's actually okay. So I'll go ahead and end my turn, and that'll go to you. So this is very risky, leaving Leafy out in the middle. He's going to line up all of his Wudwuds to try and attack me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8, 9. So can't quite make it, thankfully for me. But he'll go ahead and, he knows he has enough movement to make it to that location. And then he can line that guy up in the back. So Leafy is about to take a little bit of punishment. Sorry. So I have a purple defense that he starts with, a green for my card, plus a 1 automatic. So we'll see how many are you going to use. So he's going to roll. Yeah, he's going to roll all 4 of them. So I rolled a 4 plus 1, 5, and a 5. So Leafy is safe from that attack. We tied. That's a huge benefit for me because I kind of left him out in the open. So now he's going to attack with the 2 from this direction, and he rolled a 3, and I rolled a 4 plus my 1 static, a 5 again. So I'm okay. All right, so he's going to bring the real tongue over and attack twice with 3 orange. And I'm only at 2. And there's a 3. So Leafy takes, well, actually, he has a bubble. So he just loses his bubble. These will be made out of cardboard, so they'll be easier to pick up. And he rolled a 1. My static armor of 1 protects me against that attack. He's going to use the UG to attack twice. So I'm a 2 and a 2. So I'm safe. And a 3 and a 5. So I'm safe again. So he's calculating how far he can stay away from me. Shooting with the UG, that is a 3 and a 2 only. So Leafy takes a damage from the UG. That's a 1, so I'm safe. And he's going to move the UG back a few spaces. And he's going to bring out Sally. You gonna leave her back there or bring her out?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave her.
Leave her back. All right. So he's going to leave Sally back behind the portal for now, bring her out later once the Overlord has come, which that is the end of round 6. So we place the counter back at 1 because we now have 6 rounds to defeat the Overlord. After the end of the 6th round, when Moba Bobatar comes out, no new basic units are placed on the board. It is just Moba Bobatar that comes out, and we do our turn basis without new units coming out. So he'll go ahead and put Moba out on the board. Drop the Z24. There it is. So we'll roll that for the placement of Moba, which is a 23-6. So that's actually a pretty good location for me. Not bad. Moba Bobatar has a spin attack of 5 in every direction. So anything within 5 he can hit, so he can hit multiple units at once. And if he does do damage, he has the choice of moving the hero anywhere within that 5 location. So that means he could throw me over the water if that's within range. He could throw me into the mix of units, into a building, as long as it's within that 5 range. So my turn is first. So I'm going to take Leafy and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to solve this enigma using all 3 of his actions to bring in a new hero. And the hero I'm going to bring in is Ceres. Now, the reason I'm bringing in Ceres is one of her special abilities is solving enigmas for only 1 credit. For only 1 action. And so I like that at this point in the game because I can start solving these round extension enigmas for only 1 credit each, or 1 action each, and that'll help me get more turns to attack Mobobobatar. So she starts there. Here's the health here. Great. So first off, she's going to take 1 action to solve the round extension enigma that was right next to her. So what we do is we flip the round counter over to the opposite side to show that when the round ends, rather than moving, we flip it back to blue. So I've solved that, and then I will use Ceres to go 1, and I'm going to shoot this Wud. Now what's interesting about Ceres' ability is that her gun charges. So for 1 action, she shoots an orange dice. For 2 actions, a green. For 3, a purple. And whichever one or combination you choose, she gains that as a defense roll the next turn. But also anyone within 2 spaces of her gains that defense roll. So I'm actually going to go ahead and, because I have only 2 actions remaining with Ceres, I'm going to shoot this Wud for a green. It's a 2, and she has a static, so it's a 3, so that unit dies. Oh, she also starts with 1 credit, so I need to give her that. So now in the next turn, she's going to have a defense roll of a green plus her natural orange. And if I were to keep Leafy in that mix, he would also gain that defense. So let's see. So I think I need to use Tiago. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. So I can shoot, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm actually, I actually have to be a little weary at the moment of Mobobobatar because he has so much attack. So instead I'm going to attack this Real Tongue, okay? So we will do my 2 green and a static and an orange against the Real Tongue. So it is a 2 only. So he defended the first action. Now it's a 5, 6, 7. So the Real Tongue dies. I gain my 2 credits. That's 2 actions. He's off the board. I will also shoot this Wud. I have a static attack, so it dies automatically. And then I'm going to move 2, 3, 4, so that I can try and stay away from Mobobobatar at the moment. The only thing I need to be worried about is he's going to be able to hit Leafy, but I want to go ahead and get Ceres out of the way, even though it's likely she's going to die. But I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and keep her there. So that'll be the end of my turn.
So here we go.
So Mobobobatar is coming out, and he'll have a rotating base. The material we printed it in didn't work with the rotation as much as we would like, but when we injection mold it, then we will have the smoothness and consistency that we're looking for the health to be on the base. But for now, we'll just keep track of the health on the D24. So we'll start him at his health, which is 15, if I can find 15. And he has a 2 purple and a green attack, and a 2 armor and a purple defense. So he is going to attack Leafy, who has a purple, green, and static. And he has a 5. I have a 3. So that's a damage. And he throws him over the water. So that's very rude. But all right, so he's going to attack him again. So I rolled only a 1. So that's another damage. And he's rolling now. Now the rolling is picking up. I have a 5, and he has a 6. So, so Leafy's down to 1 health. That was not a good spot for me to leave Leafy. So only at 1, so I'm okay. But Leafy's in a very precarious position at the moment because of these attacks. So he's going to line up his Wuds. He's going to move the Ugg 4. He's going to line up 5 of them. So he's really trying to take out Leafy at this point. Oh. So I rolled a blanks. So I have a 1. And he rolled enough. So he has 1. 1, yeah. So I took 3 from him and 1. So I have 1. Yeah. Yeah, I have 1 left. Sorry. Yeah. I believe I had, yeah. Yep. No. That was the last one. That's unfortunate. So Leafy dies, which was vital to my strategy of winning. So it probably would have been more beneficial not to run him over there and solve the enigma at that point, because Leafy has an invisibility power, which is actually more of like a glitching in and out of existence where he can't be attacked. So it would have been much better for me to go invisible than solve the enigma, which would have kept him alive. So I could have kept doing attacks and using my 2 actions to go invisible, but I got cocky and sent him in. And then he died.
That happened last game.
It did. It happened. Yeah, Leafy was struggling a little bit there.
1.
All right. So, and that is against
Saris.
Against Saris. So Saris has a green from the attack that she did. Sorry, can I have a green and an orange basic defense? So she rolled blanks. That's not good. So that's a damage. And then a 4. So that's another damage. And a 1, so I'm okay on that one. And a 3, I'm okay on that one. So he's going to move his Uggs away. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to leave them there. So now we are replaying that. So I'm going to use Saris 1, 2, 3. I'm going to solve that enigma as well. So we'll be replaying this round again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. So I'm going to go 1, 2. And I'm going to shoot all of these guys with my shotgun. So 3 and an orange. So they all die. So that is 3 credits. What's especially unfortunate about losing Leafy at that point is he had the extra action. And so losing him hurts that. So that's 1 action, and I had moved 3, so I have 4 movement left. So I will go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can shoot him with my Roto 7 at a range of 6, so I will do that. I will do my 2 green and a static. So that's 1 damage for 1 action, and 2 damage for that action. So that is 3 credits to Tiago. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be okay with Tiago. I don't want him to be able to get there. I'm going to, let's see, so Saris used 1 action. So, what else could I do with Saris? So this is a one-handed gun. So what I'm going to do is, she's done moving. We're actually going to use 1 action and 2 credits to heal 1 for Saris. You can do that at any point in the game. So that'll be the end of my turn, so it'll go back to you. And I didn't shoot at all that turn, so I don't have any bonus attack with them. So he's going to roll his UG attack, which is a 2 and a 1, so that's a damage. A 3, I can't defend that, so that's a damage. Oh no, 2, 1. Uh-oh, if this one hits, he dies. Okay, so Saris will live to see another day, thank goodness, because that would have been rather unfortunate to lose her. So he's going to retreat Moba Bobatar a little bit. Let's see, how many credits do I have to do? We're 6. Okay. So he's running Sally away so as to not allow me to shoot her. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I can't quite reach. Okay, so is that it? All right, so now we are replaying this round again. So at this point, I'm going to be in trouble if I don't start attacking Mobile Bobatar soon. However, because of my situation, I also don't want to just go straight in. So what I'm going to do is use one action of Tiago to buy a better armor. So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is 11 for this really strong armor. Now, the only thing about it is I don't have enough space for it. So what I would actually do is I should have moved, I would move Saris over too before buying it actually, and transfer this over to her just as a safety precaution. He would buy this, so she would spend one action to take it. He would spend one action to buy. Then I'm going to go ahead and start running him in because I have to start attacking or I have really no chance of winning. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because I only have 2 armor. I now have that extra movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I wouldn't quite reach. So I'm going to stay back a little bit to sort of see if he'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. So I would be safe from his attack. Sarah still has 2 attacks, so I'm going to use it. She has a static damage, so I'm going to use that static damage for one action to kill each of these guys, which would give her 2 credits. She would then be out of actions, and she has very low health, but I'm going to go ahead and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I will leave her there, and we will see how it goes.
Okay.
So she will have a 3 orange defense this turn because she shot the 2 oranges and has a natural 1, a 4, and a nothing. So that is the death blow. So, oh no! Sorry, I have this extra extra defense. So what did I roll? The 2. Yeah. So I forgot that I had added that. So now I'm okay. Okay, forgot about that extra defense. So she's actually rolling 2 orange for the attack, 1 for her basic, 1 for this, so 4 orange and a green. So that's a 3, and I only roll a 2. So she dies anyway, so that's okay. That would have been helpful because I would have liked to solve this other enigma, but she died. So she is out of the game as well. So just kind of mowing down the heroes there. So now he's going to bring everything Sally out because he's not worried anymore. And we will see how this ends. I have a few rounds left.
Okay.
All right. Whew, boy. So I'm debating if it would be worth going through the cards to see if I have an action in there. But what I'm actually going to do is just go ahead and start trying to attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So or 6 would be here. 4, 5. Okay, so let's attack. So now Moba Bobatar has a 2 armor and a purple defense. I have a 2 green gun with a static and an orange attack. So I will roll against him. So I have a 3. He has a 4, so he's safe. I'll go again. That's a 4, 5. So that's 1 damage. So he would be down to 14. And that was 2 of my actions. So Moba Bobatar starts with 15 health. Oh, sorry, this is round 2. We actually moved down around. So that is a 5. And he rolls a 4, so he goes down to 13. And that is the end of my turn because that is all my actions. So it would go to you.
Sally.
All right, so now the thing about where I have now is I have a 4 armor card plus this armor plus his natural 2. So I actually have 7 static armor. So unless he rolls an 8, I don't even have to worry about rolling my green because he can't overcome that static armor. So Sally has 3 actions, so that was a 5. That's another 5. And a 4. So I'm okay from that. The UG mathematically can't get to 8. His maximum attack is a 5. So he's not going to worry about attacking with the UG. So MOBA has that 5 range. So MOBA is going to try and attack with that. MOBA can hit an 8, but that's a 4. This is one of the benefits if you can get Tiago stacked up end game. He's very difficult to hit, but he has reduced speed. Well, there's a 7, 8, 9. So I have a 7 stack. I need to roll a 2. I rolled a 2. So, so very fortunate. I defended that one. So he rolls all blanks. That's like a 1 in 200 probability there. That's really, or 100 and something anyway. So that was not a great probability. But he's now going to run interference with his units, placing them in front of me to make me go around. And Moba had moved a couple spaces, so he can move a little bit as well. So he's going to go there. So we now go to round 3, and I have to do 13 damage still. So I'm going to go, see, this is very interesting because would it be worth trying to get more? Because if the action doesn't come up, then I would definitely be in trouble.
Well, yeah.
But I'm in trouble anyway, because 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. So mathematically, I'm in trouble no matter what. So what I'm actually going to do is use my shotgun to attack both of these guys at once. So I'm going to be rolling my 3 green and my orange. So it's a 2. That's extremely unfortunate. So Sally is okay. Then I roll another 2. Oh no. Okay, and a damage to the UG. So he would go down to 1. So and 5. So Sally. Oh, so you're okay. All right. So that would then be your turn. I'm going to stay there. I was trying to get that extra action, but couldn't get the damage done. 5. 3, okay, so that's okay. So I'm safe from all these attacks, but I'm running out of time very quickly. So really, losing Leafy was a huge mistake on my part because Leafy with the 2 purple sword can do a lot of damage to Moba Bobatar. So it would have been much better for me, honestly, to work harder to keep him alive there at the end. All right, so all of Moba's attacks were okay. Or you had to move up 1, yeah, so. Okay, so we would move to round 4. I'm going to just keep going with that shotgun because I have no chance anyway, but I want to kill some units, but I can't do it. No, no, no. No! So I get absolutely no rolls. So at this point, he has 13 health remaining, and I would only have 6 actions. So it's mathematically impossible for me to kill the Overlord. So Tiago would not probably die, but he also couldn't kill the Overlord. So this would actually be a game the faction would win. And so it was actually interesting because he lost Wada early, but then I also lost some heroes at the end that I shouldn't have. So there was kind of an ebb and flow where I felt pretty good about it for a while, but then it didn't work out. So the game would then end there, the faction would win, and Tiago would still be standing, but he would see the world invaded by Goygons. So thank you for watching our How to Play and a playthrough. We hope you enjoy playing it yourself.
Yeah, thank you.